Hello believers, Glynda here. Just wanted to share with y'all some words that the Lord has given me recently. Today is Sunday, July 12th, 2015. And over the last couple of weeks, the Lord has been giving me a kind of almost like a sequence or a series of words. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel that these really go together. And so many of us are perplexed after the Supreme Court's ruling and grieved and sorrowful in our spirit about the direction that America has taken. So what I want to do is share with you these words, and I will tell you what I think is probably coming for America. Starting with this one on June 30th called Justice. Now these words are all posted on my website, www.wingsofprophecy.com. Watch now, my children, as my mighty justice is revealed. My justice is perfect and righteous. When you do not fully understand what you see, remember this. I am the God of justice. I desire all people would walk holy before me. I desire nations would walk in my ways, that leaders would lead through my holy word. When they do not, my justice comes as a rod of correction. I created all you see, and all you see is mine. I formed it and you, and I formed the worlds. All of it belongs to me. Those who oppose me and my ways will soon know, and meaning will soon know this. Okay, on July 3rd, America's demise. I was praying in my morning prayer time about what is to befall America in light of the Supreme Court ruling attempting to redefine God's original design for marriage. When I saw a beautiful woman, a Miss America with a gorgeous smile as she was waving to all the other nations of the world. Then I saw a close-up of her smile, and I saw as it turned to a filthy mouth full of rotted teeth. As I watched, I saw the body attached to the mouth take a terrible blow, and it became the still open mouth of death. The pangs of America's demise have begun. Your nation was once a great joy to me and to its people, but no more, for she has chosen to mock me. Now I shall laugh at her derision and at her calamity. Her calamity shall be many, for she is even now being quietly invaded by her enemies. The rumblings of war shall be heard in her streets, and there will be much bloodshed in this country. As she has shed the blood of others, now shall she also bleed. She will suffer disaster after disaster, each one leaving her weaker, until at last she can no longer fight, and so shall her light be extinguished. So shall she be left desolate. Okay, on July 4th, he gave me a word called much suffering. Much suffering lies ahead for the people of America. My people need not fear. Did I not feed my own in the desert in times of famine? Did I not protect my own who walked in my ways, even in times of war in my holy word? The key, my children, is to be found abiding in me, in my word, for there you will see how I treat my own. Many of my people are fearful of my judgments. You do well to fear my power, but remember, I am your father. You are my precious child. When you obey your father, is there anything to fear? If a small child obeys their father, do they need to fear? That's what he's saying, and that's what he was showing me as he was telling me that. July 8th, signs. I shall bring upon the earth signs that I alone am God. My people, do not fear when you see these signs, only remain ready at all times for my soon return. These signs shall cause men's hearts to faint, and they, meaning the signs, shall also turn unbelieving hearts to me. Many souls shall be added to my kingdom as I reveal my mighty power in the earth. July 11th, I have warned. Life shall go on as normal for a time in this nation, but then I shall move swiftly in judgment. My judgments are righteous, my children. Do not think otherwise. When what you see seems harsh to you, remember, I am a holy God. I have warned and begged this nation, America, to repent again and again and again, and my word has fallen on deaf ears. The wicked have walked on and now trample my people who are called by my name, and this I shall not ignore. I always show mercy to the merciful. My people who are merciful need not fear. I will judge the wicked swiftly, for still they defy me, continuing in their filth. They will indeed know that I am the mighty Jehovah, and they shall see my mighty power. A storm comes to America, a storm that has been brewing for some time now, and I am in the storm. My judgment is in this storm. This storm comes in response to the stench of evil that rises up to me each day from that wicked nation, once beautiful to me, that has turned from and defied me in every way. Pray now for your lost loved ones, my children, especially those who abide there. For America shall fall, and great will be the fall of it. In one day her judgment will come, and I shall take away her power utterly. From that day she will know only weakness, and she herself will cry for mercy, as so many others have cried for mercy before her powers of war. It is my power that does this. I am the Lord. Okay, and then the one he gave me this morning, July 12th. I am your refuge. Sorry about my voice. I am your refuge. I am your strong tower, your defender, your peace. And I will be your protector as my word for the end times comes to pass. You need not fear, my people, for in my holy word, did not my people walk through fire? Did not my people walk through the Red Sea, through famine and wars unscathed? And so also shall you who are truly of me. Stand, draw near to me, focus on my salvation, on my glory, and watch as I care for you who are truly my own through to the end. You who do not side with evil, who do not condone sin, who do not teach what is evil and call it good, who stand for truth, you are truly mine. Rejoice, my return is drawing near. Okay, now, as I got each of these words, and I've been spending a lot of extra time in prayer in the last several weeks, and asking the Lord about what is coming. When he said, the world is mine, and I'm going to show the people who don't know me that this is my world, what I saw coming were natural disasters, disasters in the earth, storms of unprecedented proportion, things not working and seasons not working as they normally do, things that we are not expecting and scientifically can't be explained. I don't have any examples readily on my mind, but unexpected weather events, unexpected earth events, possibly earthquakes or maybe giant sinkholes, that sort of thing. This is his earth. He can do with it whatever he wants. And he's going to use his power to show the people who live on the earth that are not his, that that's who he is, that he's God and he can do whatever he wants. In doing this, he will cause them, the ones who can be saved, to flock to him. A friend of mine, a pastor in Maryland, he meets with the Lord in the wee hours of the morning, every morning, has for as long as I've known him, and spends hours on his knees in prayer. He's an older man, he's an older gentleman, he's a pastor, and the Lord placed him where he is and put him into a church as a pastor. Where before he had just attended that church. The Lord told him recently, he said, I want you to prepare your congregation for a great influx of the lost. He said it's going to be greater than 911, than after 911. Now, after 911, a great many people did go to church and seek God because they understood suddenly that, any of us can get up in the morning and that be our last day and we never see it coming. It will be even more so now as God brings the unexpected and as he shows who he is to the rest of the world. Those of us who truly know him, we know his power is great. We know it enough that we'll fear his power because we know he can do anything he wants, anytime he wants. People who don't fear the Lord, I'm scared for them because God owns the next breath every person you love takes. He owns that breath and he gives them that breath. And if you don't revere him, he can take that breath away anytime he wants. He can take your breath away, but worse, he can take the breath away from the people you love, and then you be left here and them be gone. That, to me, is definitely something to fear. Now, there are plagues coming. There is famine coming. I've seen the famine. I have not seen the plagues, but other people have seen them. Psalm 91 is what I highly, highly recommend praying over yourself and your loved ones if you want to be protected from these things as they happen. Dwelling in the secret place of the Most High, that secret place is the place of intimacy with God, where you spend time with him every day, where you walk and talk with him like Adam did in the garden. where you seek his face. You don't seek his hand. God, what are you going to give me today? You seek his face. Lord, I want to know you. I want to be closer to you. How do I draw closer to you? You spend more time in his word. The more time you spend in his word, the closer you will draw to God. So if you don't know any other way to get closer to him, spend more time in his word and spend more time in prayer. Prayer is how I built my relationship with God. Prayer and worship. Turning on worship music and just dance in worship or bow in worship to God. He likes both of those. Psalm 91 has a lot of, it covers pretty much everything. He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings shall you trust. You shall not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flies by day, nor for the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor for the destruction that wastes at noonday. He's pretty much got all day long covered. Terrorist attacks are going to come to America. We already know this. They've already started. But they will be far, far worse. The reason is this. Anytime we get into sin as an individual, we open a door to the enemy in whatever area we sin. If we sin with our mind, we open a door to the enemy to come into our mind and bring destruction. If we open a door with our body, we open a door to our body for the enemy to come in and bring destruction to our body. Okay, if a nation turns against God and walks against him, if the leaders allow that and lead in those paths, then they open the door, they open the gates of the hedge of protection God has around that nation, and it's like a come on in, guys, to the enemy. So the enemy is already coming in. They were already sneaky in before, but now it's like wide open. They can come in anywhere they want because we've given them that right. So the enemy will invade, is invading, and will attack and is attacking. The people who belong to the Lord, you have his protection, you have his word. At some point, these will be illegal, so you better spend some time in them now. God has been showing me that for decades. The Bible will become illegal. I'm not kidding you about that. So spend time in the word, because there's coming a day when you will not be able to spend time in the word. You will not, you'll just have no way to do it. And when you're in a country that's at war, how are you going to go aside with God and have quiet time? That's why we're supposed to do that now. Build the intimacy with God now, and you can walk in it then, okay? Because when you're in a country that's at war, you know, and there's bombs landing and everything else, it's not going to be so easy to go aside with God and, you know, get down on your knees and be at peace and read his word and pray. The Lord has impressed upon me again and again, pray for the lost, pray for the lost, pray for the lost. His goal right now in his heart is to bring as many of the lost to him in this time as the judgments are falling as possible. I expect that at first the judgments will be spaced out. The reason being that the judgments are warnings. They're warnings, they're judgment, but they're warnings to the lost. Hey, time's up, come on. Seek me if you're going to seek me. So then, after some of those, I don't know how many, they're going to start coming closer, and they're going to be bigger, and they're going to be harder, and then it's going to come the last blow that America cannot recover from. When God judges a nation, when he does what he's going to do in America, what I have seen, and I think many have seen, is when he deals that final blow, there is no coming back from it. There is no coming back. America will not rebuild. It will not recover. He will save a remnant. There will be a remnant. God always raises up a deliverer. He always saves a remnant. But America will never be who she was before. That's over. And I think that my husband said it best. We were talking about this recently. We email back and forth all the time. We don't always get to talk. And he said, I told him about the sadness that I had in my spirit, and I said, wow, I'm having trouble shaking this, and I just am spending a lot of time in prayer. And he said, it's not just that we're watching the fall of America. He said, we're watching the rise of communism. He said, when you're allowed to believe anything you want to believe as long as it agrees with the mainstream, he said, that's communism. And I thought, wow, I never saw that. And another friend of mine said, just about a week ago, said, you know what? What's happening to us matches exactly with what happened in Nazi Germany. Back in the 40s, he was studying it, and he said it's the same steps. So get ready, America. That's what's coming. And it's really sad because the America we had before was so much better. But she's gone now. And God's people, We just got to draw closer to the Lord. That's how we get through these things. Stand on the promises. We're going home soon. We just got to be faithful to the end, right? So, God bless you. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great week. The text of those words that I read can be found at my website, wingsofprophecy.com, and I discuss these same issues on the Wings radio program on Spreaker.com if you're interested. Bye now.